8:33 a.m. We continue with the show this morning, and it's time now to look at Israeli forces demolishing Palestinian homes in Sheikh Jarrah. We joined on the line by Zakaria Odeh, coordinator at the Civic Coalition for Human Rights in Jerusalem. Zakaria, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Yes, wonderful that you are able to join us, Zakaria, this morning. Now, the issues surrounding Sheikh Jarrah obviously is not going away, and I've seen just so many articles, I've seen so many tweets that have come through. One of them talking about how cruel Israel apartheid has been, and we see once again the destruction of homes in Sheikh Jarrah taking place, and this also taking place. In the freezing cold early in the morning. And at the end of the day, this is designed to be cruel both to the family but also to all the people of Palestine.
Yes, as during the day, 2 days ago, the Israeli forces tried to evict two families who live in Sheikh Jarrah. We are talking about 14 people who have been living there since 1950s. According that have been evicting them based on the fact that the Israelis have been confiscated the land in 1968 for what they call it for public purpose. So 2 days ago they came and they destroyed the nursery and the car exhibition and the garage, and they tried to demolish the two homes. But the owner of the homes that time he put a cancer of gas around him, and he threatened the police that he will burn himself and the house if they try to evict him. And then, so they just destroyed the businesses the other day. And yesterday, they came at 2 o'clock, 2:30 o'clock in the morning. It was the weather was 2 - degrees, and it was freezing. They came in the morning, they attacked the houses with a sound grenade, and they entered the houses. They arrested 20 people, and they destroyed the two houses within like 3 hours. So, they arrested, they kick out the children, women, and old people, and even they didn't allow them to take any of their supplies, their clothes, how this weather, they were not allowed to take any of their belongings from their house. So this is really one of the harsh measures or harsh action that has been taken by the Israelis against the family in Jerusalem. As Sheikh Jarrah is not the only case or example. This is the situation in Jerusalem as a whole. Israel has been for more than 44 years, even 73 years since the Nakba. They have been implementing a very well systematic policies of forced displacement and ethnic cleansing against the Palestinian in occupied East Jerusalem. So there are several neighborhoods in Jerusalem that are under the threat of eviction or destruction. And in Sheikh Jarrah only, there are three sub-neighborhoods that there is an order by the Israeli occupation court for eviction and demolition as well.
Hmm. Also, Zakaria, this is not only about the illegal policies of the occupation by apartheid Israel, but it is a brutality, it is a cruelty that basically follows these actions. And as you mentioned, the weather, this we are led to believe has been one of the coldest nights actually. And when they come in with the armed forces, when they break into homes, when people are sleeping, when they are arresting people, assaulting people. And this clearly, talks about how cruel this apartheid state of Israel is, to the extent that, pulling people out of bed, beating them up, assaulting them. And clearly, this is not acceptable at all.
Yeah. This is really, it happens like in a daily way in Jerusalem. It happens everywhere. As you said, to come at this time. Don't know the last night it was one of the coldest weather days or nights in Jerusalem. It's as I told you, it's minus 2 or 3 degrees in the night, and people were freezing. And we are talking about a family who are poor. The family is a refugee family. They were displaced from Ain Karim in 1948 as a result of a Nakba, the catastrophe. So they are refugee already, and they have been living there since 1952, after they were displaced in 1948. And then they have been trying for the last few years to expel them from their homes, and they have been resisting, and they have been going to the court using all the occupation, even legal path or legal system, but they insisted that that they have to expel them, they have to destroy. Can you imagine to destroy their homes and top of all their belongings, their clothes, the children books, the children school bags, their toys, their games. So you can imagine how this is harsh and how it is really cruel for the people as an Israeli government, which consider itself one of the most democratic states. I mean, that's how they present themselves, that it is the democratic state in the Middle East. So this is something which is unacceptable. And this is happening under the eyes of the international community. The international community are not doing anything to stop Israeli crimes, to stop Israeli violations.
Yes, and also I think what is one fails to understand sometimes is this is not only about destroying, and this is not only about assaulting people, but there are people that are being arrested, and there is no information as to where these people are. Especially those who have been arrested as well. Now that is also another area of concern, Zakaria.
Yes, when they attack the houses, they enter the houses, they arrested, as I told you, 20 people. 6 or 7 are from member of the family who live there, and there were other supporters, activists who were supporting them and staying with them as well. And they kept like 6 people till now. The owner of the house, Mahmoud Salhiya, and his 3 sons and his nephew, his and other. So now there are 5 who they're still there, who are going to be presented in the court. In spite that in spite it's not enough that they destroyed their houses. It's not enough that they attacked them, they assault them when they came and they arrest them. They terrorize the people in their houses. But moreover, even the prosecutor yesterday, he refused, in spite that there was a decision to release them, but the prosecutor insisted to appeal against their release, and they are today they will be presented at the Israeli occupation court, and we don't know what will happen. And as you said, usually they are treated badly in the detention center as well. Nobody knows what is the situation of these people as well.
Mm. Now, you mentioned about the international community and turning a blind eye to what is happening. What do you expect from the international community, Zakaria?
It's not only Israel accountable. Israel is accountable for its crimes. Israel is accountable for its violations, and even the international community, they are part of all these international conventions, the UN and others. So it's their duty, it's their job to stop or to stop Israel from keep committing all these crimes and all these atrocities against the Palestinian people. Even yesterday, 2 days ago, when they came to destroy the businesses, so we called them, the representative of the EU came with their were like 10, 15 diplomatic missions. They try they ask the police to reach the house where the people are seized by the police and the special forces. Even they rejected their request. Even they didn't allow the representative of the EU in Palestine or in Jerusalem to reach the families, to see the houses, to see the families who were sieged for like 10 hours that day. with the police around the houses. They didn't allow them even to see them, even with this all these diplomatic status, but they were not allowed to see anybody. So it is their duty to put pressure, to take action in order to stop Israel from keep doing what they are doing.
Well, Zakaria, we thank you. We say Jazakallah to you for taking time out, talking to us this morning out of Jerusalem. We wish you all the best, inshallah. And once again, we appreciate you coming and talking to us here at Salam Media. All the best to you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Coordinator at the Civic Coalition for Human Rights in Jerusalem, Zakaria Odeh, against the background of Israel and the security forces in the cover of darkness coming at 2:33 a.m. in the morning, freezing cold, one of the coldest nights in winter, to the homes of the Salhiya family in Sheikh Jarrah, where they destroyed, leaving 15 people homeless. And clearly, this is unacceptable because we see cruelty in the worst forms. It is actually baked into Israel apartheid, where they treat the Palestinian people as subhuman. And once again, the destruction of the Salhiya home in Jerusalem, in Sheikh Jarrah, again, strong evidence that Israel, at the end of the day, cruelty is cruelty, knows absolutely no bounds whatsoever. And worse, these are people that have lived for decades in these homes. And Mahmoud Salhiya said that I will burn the house and everything in it, as he stood on the roof of his home, surrounded by gas canisters, saying, I will not leave here, only from here to the grave, because there is no life, there is no dignity. I've been in battle with them for 25 years. They sent me settlers who offered to buy the house, and I did not agree. And what we find is Israeli authorities issuing this land confiscation order under the pretext that the property would be used to build a special needs school. And this has come from the family. And with that, the time is just gone 8:45. We come back. We'll be joined by eTequini Secures Imtiaz Sayed.
Every 60 seconds, a